How are you guys doing? It's Underrated Max, and this video is going to tell you where all of the Catalyst Fragment locations are for the Graviton Spike exotic hand cannon. You will be doing this exclusively on Kepler, and you should aim to be 200 power before attempting to go out and find all these fragments. Most of these fragments you're able to squeeze or sneak by enemies, as you'll see me and my friends do quite often because we were quite underleveled when we started this journey. But there are fragments where we and you need to be able to defeat enemies and survive without getting 1 to 2 shot. So I highly advise going to hit power 200, then coming back and watching the rest of this video. But without further ado, the video will be timestamped below for your convenience. Let's get started. We're going to start off with the Subsistence fragments. This one's located in the bottom left towards the Singularity. I had to use a screenshot to reference because sometimes, and this is, warning here, sometimes your friends will see the exotic icons on the map stay up and you won't. So make sure you're communicating with each other, if you are doing this with multiple people. The following fragment for Subsistence is located on the western side of the outer steps. You will need Relocator and you will need Mattermorph to unblock one of the Relocator shots that you usually redirect. The final fragment for Subsistence is located in this fan. Excuse me while I dodge these enemies, but it'll be right about there where I'm shooting, and you will need Relocator to shoot a pad in the back of the fan in order to get in there. You will find the Relocator weapon about here where I'm shooting. You're going to want to pick it up and then follow my path to jump up to safety. Shoot where I shoot with my Graviton Spike, which will be where the flower is. That will slow down the fan. You shoot the Relocator in, and the pad, in order to get in there to grab the final piece, will be located off on the side over here. The next set of fragments that I'm going to be showing you is the Transcendent Zen Catalyst. The first one is going to be right in the caldera, pretty easy to get to. You're going to stop this fan, then you're going to be hit with a kind of a mini puzzle. There's going to be 3 doors, one of which is booby traps, sometimes 2. You need to destroy the disruptors, the machines with the yellow glowing tops, in order to get into the room. Once in the room, you grab the piece. Be careful, a captain or a vandal or a shank, exploder shank that is, can all spawn. It's random, and they will kill you very quickly. So if you die, it's fine, just respawn, go back in. Sometimes you get lucky and you spawn in the room, but you just grab the piece and move on to the next fragment. The final fragment for Transcendent Zen is probably the toughest one to get. You do have to defeat a boss, which has 3 stages, and you have to narrow through these tiny gaps with the Matter Spark. If you have Matter Spark 3, you can attack enemies to blind them. You can also use the explosion if you're charged up, and you get full health as well. But follow this path here, and unlike me, you're going to want to slow down, because that'll happen. So when you see the end of the tube, slow down, go to the left or right, and then pop out of Matter Spark. What you're going to see here is you're going to be able to shoot the flower to slow down the fan, drop down, and fight the boss. The rules to this boss fight are simple. Not all 3 of you can die at the same time, and someone must be in the room or the drop down at all times, or the boss will despawn. The boss has 3 phases, does not go immune. 2 of the phases are identical. The first phase, it's just him. He can go invis and he will teleport behind you. Not sneak up, he will teleport, so be careful. Stay on the move as soon as he starts moving. The second and third phase, he spawns 2 sets of turrets. These turrets are deadly and they will fry you. We obviously were pretty underleveled for this. I won't say very, but we were pretty underleveled. So we developed a strat of kind of like sending one person in to do damage and just rotating. And if there was only one person left, we wait for the other 2 to get back to the boss room before we re-engage. I would recommend roaming supers with high damage resist, like Song of Flame or even Glacial Quake. Or you could do like a Silence and Squall, something that you can kind of just let sit and it'll chase it all on its own without you having to really reveal yourself, or pop out from an unsafe position. Once you defeat the boss, the item to pick up is right behind the shield in the back of the room. See on the circles on the screenshot on the top right and where I'm aiming my weapon, there will be 2 disruptor machines. You can then, after breaking them from the position you see me standing in, go into Matter Spark, ride the tube if you want to have some fun, and follow me to the next fragment. Where you can see me circling my weapon will be the flower you need to shoot to stop the fan. You slide in, the console to open up the shield will be right there. You simply go in and it'll be in the back of the room. It's just a circular room, it's not that difficult. Pick up the piece and move on to the next fragment. The final fragment for Rapid Hit will take a little bit of finesse. There's a lot of enemies, and if you are not above 200 power, they will mess you up. So you're going to want to play clever and shoot the flower that you're going to see me do outside. It will slow down this fan that you see me looking at, and you can shoot those fuses. After blowing up the fuses, you grab the relocator. Once you have it, you need to follow my path exactly to enable a teleporter that will put you in the room where you will find your remaining fragment. Alright, now on to my personal favorite catalyst for the Graviton Spike, Temporal Alignment. I'll go into a little more details into that at the end of the video. The first one is in the caldera, no risk of getting to it, very simple. It is a little finicky though, that's the only caveat. As you can see, I'm trying to jump up onto those double pipes up there. It can take a few tries, as you can see I'm trying different methods, but the best way to do it is to jump on the two boxes and then on to the second pipe. Once up there, you can either jump straight up or jump onto one of the levels of the vent, I guess you could say, then onto the next, and your piece will be right there sitting on the computer console. Where I'm at. The final fragment for temporal alignment can be found, as you saw on screen, down in the singularity, or towards it at least. You're going to follow my path here to activate a console, which opens up a door, revealing the piece and the fan that it is behind. Despite the goldfish branding that happens right here, I was showing my buddy how to get the fragment and completely we started talking about the relocator. You don't need the relocator. You activate the door, you jump up where you'll see me jump up, you shoot the flower, which stops the fan, and you go through, shoot it, and where you see me shooting is where the last fragment is seated. Go up here now. Okay, so now it's time to talk about temporal alignment and a few hidden things about this gun that make it really, really nice in just the current sandbox that we have. There's an artifact mod that lets you get frost armor with this thing super easy, which helps towards increasing your stat pools. The stasis mode of this weapon actually has a secret perk, which is it has explosive payload while you're in stasis mode. Temporal alignment on top of this gives you, once active, gives you a 20% damage bonus to both modes of the weapon, and that can be constantly refreshed. So basically, except for when you activate both overloads at the same, the first time you're using the gun, you have a constant 20% damage bonus just for using the gun. I'm expecting to use this thing on day one if we're in a puzzle encounter or I'm not you know, needing my middle slot for some kind of special weapon. This thing fries. I'd say it feels, with this catalyst, it feels as good as third iteration, even though third iteration is bugged right now. Highly recommend that you go and craft yourself this thing with temporal alignment. It is nuts. It is so much fun. I cannot urge you enough. With that being said, that is all I have for you guys today. Hope that I did this in a speedy amount of time for you and the timestamps helped. If you did enjoy this video, please remember that you can always like and subscribe to show your support. It is greatly appreciated. I've been Underrated Max, and I'll see you guys in the next video.